c'est Christmas.
To get underway for the second half in the Principality, Monaco lead Liers by a goal to nil in this Group F encounter in the UEFA Champions League. And what a stunning goal it was in the first half in the 34th minute from Thierry Henry, this talented young striker who's making a habit of scoring wonderful goals in the Champions League. Not a huge crowd, I'm afraid, at the Louis II Stadium, but they've been treated to a good enough performance by Monaco, the French champions, who have shown a lot more invention and skill around the field than their Belgian opposition. There's a nice example of it. Ikpeba, free in the area. Didn't quite fall for John Collins. Ikpeba won't make that either. And Liers have given a workmanlike performance so far, in keeping with their previous record in the group, where they've struggled really. It was curled in, interestingly. Could have got to the back for Henry. Pignol just dinks the ball forward. There is Henry, who's looking to make something happen. He's won a throw-in. Very talented young player. Then Abir lost out there. Won the second challenge. Collins curls it in beautifully. And the danger is cleared by David Brocken. He missed that challenge. And Liers have really just had to hit the ball downfield and hope something will happen. Djetou to Ikpeba. Lovely back heel. Here's Djetou. Oh, and he's just hammered it over the top of the bar. First time we've seen Martin Djetou get forward, and he very nearly crowned his little run with a goal made by that beautifully measured back heel from Ikpeba. Look at this, he's under pressure, back heels it, and first time strike from the defender wasn't that far away. After Hauge. Hauge was forward. Ball goes out for a Liers throw-in. Well read again by the French defenders, or the French side anyway. Everyone's falling over in the middle of the field. Collins, however, stays on his feet and turns a neat little 360 and plays the ball back. Jean Tigana's side played some nice football in this game, although Thierry Henry does exactly the opposite there. And Liers advance over the halfway line, down on the right-hand side. Now they come to the centre of the field. Hassan Hutl, in fact, receives the ball, is fouled, but the referee again plays an advantage. He likes to play the advantage, does referee Hauge. Nice to see the game flowing. Stable involved there, and Nico van Kerkhoven wins a very, very rare corner for his side. Haven't seen too much of Liers as an attacking force, apart from the opening 5 minutes of the match when they had a couple of corners and a couple of long-range efforts too. Hauge in the area, Barthez just shielding his eyes from the lights. And in comes the corner, it's gone all the way back. Van Meer's up there in the middle. Oh, and a diving header that could have led to a spectacular goal. Konjic it was. Hassan Hutl headed it back. And that could have been interesting. Another corner for Liers. A let-off from Konjic. And Hassan Hutl once again will be the main target, although Raymond Van Meer's pushed forward. And that's gone all the way across to the back and all the way out for a throw-in. Ralph Hassan Hutl, the Austrian, big fella, really leads the line for them. And now Monaco try and get out of that period. And just a brief spell of pressure, really, yes. It's nicely done, and forward they come. Legwinski was running down the right. Paber buffeted. It's offside, is it? It's not offside, but it is a goal. The second for Monaco. Liers are furious. They really thought they had an offside there. Instead, Thierry Henry was deemed to be onside. And John Collins followed in. Yes, it is a goal. The royalty of the Principality can now applaud a second goal, and it's the Scotsman who scored it. All the hard work done by Thierry Henry, who I think was probably onside at the time the ball was played. Simply squared it for Jean Collins to finish. Van der Waal is unhappy, but on the evidence of that one replay, I think probably he was onside. Well, the referee agrees, the linesman has no problem with it, and Monaco are now 2-0 up. Very, very hard, really, to see the Belgian side coming back from this, and Paber received an absolute cluttering challenge in the middle of the field there. In fact, it wasn't Paber, it might well have been Collins. Although here come Liers, that's dangerous. Barthez has it. Henry puts the ball out because there's an injury. And still feeling the effects of that challenge. Legwinski, in fact. There it was, and it was just enough to knock all the wind out of him, really. Ball given back to Monaco, or close to it anyway. Fabien Barthez with the ball. And Barthez will have to hurry as Hasselhoff approached. Nicely worked from the back there. And the early ball has yet found its way through. There's a handball. He's allowed to play on. Looks as if Morocco used his hand to control the ball over there. And at the end of it all, Dave was furious that it wasn't given as a corner. But I think, to be honest, there was a bit of justice done there, as Morocco clearly used his left arm to control the ball. Left to Hauge, out from the back. There's Van Meer. On the left-hand side now. Scavoni cuts inside. Scavoni continues his run. There's a long-range shot that misses the target quite comfortably. As Dable it was. And Barthez just trots across with the ball to resume affairs in Monaco. Free kick goes the way of Liers. Van Meer. It goes back to Hauge. Hauge once more. He goes forward. He's looked good, Hauge, I must say. Oh, that's not a bad ball either. What a shot! Barthez had a split second in which to react, and that left foot effort from Nico van Kerkhoven was on target and hit with quite some power. Great technique and a good save. Barthez hasn't had too much to do, but he reacted well there. In comes the corner. Van Meer was in challenging. Paber brings it away for Monaco. 10 minutes gone in the second half, and in the course of those 10 minutes, Monaco have doubled their lead, stretched out to a 2-goal advantage now. If you're just joining us here on Star Sports, this is a UEFA Champions League encounter, Group F of Champions League, and Monaco of France deservedly 2-0 up against Belgian opposition. Liers SK, offside that time is Victor Ikpeba. A few moments ago there were appeals for offside as Thierry Henry ran through and set up an easy finish for John Collins to make it 2-0 after Henry himself had scored the opener in the first half. This is offside. Barthez comes out all the same. And Barthez has a little chat with Scavoni. I think he's suggesting that the flag was up, the whistle had gone, and he shouldn't have continued with his challenge. Well, I can't quite see what his problem was there. Pignon. Dable won the challenge. Hauge in the middle, waiting for Hasselhoff to come in support, and he does. Also, Van Koekoven. And he finds a player out on the right-hand side. Dable once more. Ooh, is there a handball in there? The referee says no. It would have to have been accidental, even if there was. Well, here we go again. What a chance again for Monaco, and Ikpeba went for the spectacular finish but couldn't get it to dip into the net. Raymond van Meer showing good skills for a big man, and not quite so his strikers, I'm afraid. Forward by Konjic. Ikpeba not supplying the best to lay off that time. Franklin across to the right to Van Meer. His pass is a poor one. Now here's an opportunity for Henry and Ikpeba to get forward again. It's Ikpeba, Henry screaming through the middle, but oh, he's given it away. And again Franklin gives it away, and it nearly ends up in the net. That would have been a bizarre goal, and one that would have been an embarrassment to the Liers defender, who tried his damnedest there to give away a goal. First with that header straight to the striker, then with that, which came off the shoulder of Henry, and very nearly ended up in the back of the net. Shots wide, don't often see that statistic, but Monaco are winning. At least they've had 6 shots anyway. Crunching challenge in the middle, J2 loses out. Lee in infield. Oh, and Meer's given it away again. It's a lovely piece of play by Benabia. The dummy, beautifully done from Thierry Henry. A first-time ball could cause trouble, Henry! And it's broken for a quick counter from Liers. Hauge will have to stay on side. In fact, they all will. They've all gone offside. And chose to go on his own in the end, Stable, because Hasenhüttl and Hauge were both offside. And he was fouled, so it's a free kick for Liers. Surely been in the wars, Stable. Been in the thick of everything. Scavoni. Hauge turns well. But the challenge from J2 is just strong enough. Hauge still battles away though. Oh. And a little bit overly vigorous there from Lewinsky. Scavoni on the receiving end. They curl one into the far post. Monaco headed away. Van Meer tends to push forward for the set plays. And he's stayed up this time. Eftervaag, good skills again. He's certainly caught the eye, Klaus Eftervaag. Good ball in, and Van Meer is there, and he scored. 2-1. And the defender who pushed up for the free kick decided to stay up and found himself on the end of a lovely left-footed ball in from Klaus Eftervaag. And Raymond Van Meer has beaten Fabien Barthez. The travelling supporters find something to cheer about at last. That was a super ball in, and Van Meer was left unmarked. Barthez will be unhappy with his defenders there. Good header though. And the big man's scored a goal. 2-1 now. And just a glimmer of hope for the Liers once again, after they really looked to be out of this one. More shirt pulling going on there, and Lean wins it. Monaco have just surrendered the initiative in the middle of the field over the last few minutes, really. Although that's good play. Collins is involved again. Scavoni with the throw. He and Legvitsky have been doing battle over the last few minutes. Play on again, says the referee. A recurring motif in his style of officiating matches. Van Meer bulldozes forward, but not a very good pass from Van Meer, and a player called offside. Not entirely happy, Ali Benabir, about all that. He was offside, but he was actually lying on his back. Forward goes Scavoni. Heistra has to turn, and does well. This is better from the Liers, putting together a couple of moves here. Van Kerkhoven is fouled. The captain is leading by example for Liers. Barthez is finding himself a little busier than he was in the first half. And over the free kick, as the big men go forward again. That was aimed again at Raymond Van Meer, but that time it was cut out. And away comes Henry. He's got good pace and great skills. What can Thierry Henry do? They think it's going to have a play. No, says the linesman. And nothing really came of that, but Henry then plays a good ball through to Ikpeba, who let it go. And it'll be a Monaco throw. Lean just slows things down a bit. Back again with Monaco. That's curled in, looking for Ikpeba. Heistra gets himself into a bit of trouble. Legvitsky is tenacious. And that'll be a ball for John Collins. What can he do with that? Well, he's going for the return, and there goes Collins. Heistra marking him, and Collins slipped for the ball. Has he won the corner? He thinks he has. And so does the referee. Heistra gives the linesman a piece of his mind. Jean Tigana would be slightly worried now. He saw his side look comfortable at 2-0. They don't look quite so comfortable at 2-1. And they could do with finding another goal from somewhere. Collins is on the edge of the area, not one of the biggest players on the field. He won't be right in there. And it's headed out once again. Then Arbia. He's overhit that, and that'll go behind for a Liers goal kick. Hassan Huttel knocks it back a little too far, and Ikpeba nearly pounced. Just a little too far again. Scavoni throws up his arms in anguish. And Barthez will take this free kick. There's Klaus Efterwaag, whose ball in led to the headed goal from Raymond van Meer, which brought Liers back into this game at 2-1. Paver is onside, and he's ghosted through the defence, and he scored! What a charming little piece of play from Victor Paver. Went through the defence as if they weren't there, and then casual as you like, just slotted it in for a third goal in 3 matches. And now, as the ticker tape descends over Monaco, Fabien Barthez, the club's biggest supporters, and Victor Paver surely know that this is going to be a game that's in the bag for Monaco. Just watch the ease with which he went past Efterwaag here. Quite extraordinary. He shaped to cross, nutmegged him, and then just slotted the ball in, comfortable as you like. And, well, I'm afraid Mr. Efterwaag won't be very happy to see that one after the game. No defender, no footballer likes to have that happen to them, and he paid the ultimate price for that. And here they come again, through Paver. Can he do it again? Oh, it's just parried by Van der Walle. And the Nigerian is enjoying a purple patch. Tussle in the middle of the field once more. AS Monaco 3, SK Liers 1, with half of this second period to go, and the goal that they needed has come. Very hard to see Liers scoring again, to be honest. The goal they did get came from a defender, and their strikers haven't exactly looked potent. Instead, it's Monaco who do look a little bit more dangerous when they go forward, especially when this man has the ball. Thierry Henry shows it, takes a little run. Paver, his partner in crime up front, also looking dangerous, and he's just scored, in fact. So the goals so far have come from Henry, first in the 34th minute, and then John Collins scored shortly after the restart. And then Paver, who's on the ball now, what can he do this time? He'll probably go through them all on his own. Well, he's trying to. Sets it up on the edge of the area for Benarbia. Henry's on the far post. He wanted the ball played earlier. Long-range effort. Misses the target. And that one coming in from Franck Dumas, who wants to get on the goal-scoring act. There was the shot a few moments ago from Paver, which Van der Walle could only parry. Here was the goal. Look at this. Through the legs. Picked his spot. And finished with consummate ease. Heistra lays the ball off. Over on the left-hand side, Van Kerkhoven. There's an opportunity, but the flag's up. Barthez was out quickly nonetheless. Hasenhüttl called offside. And a win here for Monaco would rekindle their hopes in Group F of the Champions League. They got off to a very poor start, confirming a lot of suspicions that they weren't quite the side they were that won the championship. They went down to a defeat against the hands of Sporting Lisbon in their first match. They bounced back well against Bayern, and a victory, yes, mean that they would have an opportunity to win the group. Sporting Lisbon. Next time they meet. That's well defended by Monaco. That's from Thierry Henry. Free if he can find him. Bang! I thought for all the world that Paver had just rammed that one in the back of the net, but Van der Walle did wonderfully well to just put his hands up and steer it over the top. Paper. It was a good strike by the Nigerian and a good save. Crowd wants another. Well short. Back with. Sit in far. Henry's there. Decided not to go for it. Here was that technique. Look at that on the half volley. And just over. Van der Walle reacted well. Barthez is a long way out, and that could be in. It's missed. Well, Barthez took a risk there. Came rushing out, hacked it straight to a Liers player, and could have been punished for it. Substitution to be made, and who's coming off, wonders the substitute, as we all do. And it looks very much as if it's number 9, or has the official got it right? It is. It's Philip Hauge who comes off. And also Scavone coming off. So the numbers 6 and 9 depart. And the replacements, Van der Walle and Sernils. Forward goes Van der Walle, involved straight away. Ball curled in and headed clear by Monaco. Hasselhuttl's complaining about something. Claiming the ball, but whatever, I think he was penalised, and that's what he was unhappy about. Free kick, which Barthez takes. Rising well is Henry. That's lovely skill in the middle from Benabir. Legwinski. He's charging forward, he wants it back, he's still going, but it'll be the keepers. A few moments ago, Legwinski set up the half volley from Ikpeba, which just was punched over the top. Van Meer sprays the ball out wide and then hangs his head as he sees it fly out. Things have gone a bit wrong for him and just died inside after they got that goal that got them back into contention at 2-1. They now trail 3-1, and frankly don't look like being able to pull anything out of the bag on this particular occasion. They've conceded a free kick for the foul on Ali Benabir. Eftervaag, the guilty party, and Van der Walle might find himself in action once more. Benabir will take the free kick. Collins also over the ball, and Collins in fact will have it. Benabir's just trotted forward. John Collins goes far post. Good header from Van Meer. It's Debo. There's Van der Walle again. I think one thing's for sure, we aren't going to see too much happening in the future in this Champions League from Liers of Belgium. Henry lays it back. Legwinski, who's had a good second half, very busy, wins the throw. Monaco in no great hurry, they lead by 3-1. Goals from Henry, Collins and Ikpeba. And yes, just the one goal coming from Raymond van Meer. Barthez, long ball forward. Henry thought he was being held. Substitute beaten to the challenge. Oh, there's another tough challenge in the middle. Counting in packs, Monaco there. That pass is misplaced, straight through to Van der Walle. And now Van Kerkhoven. F de Waag pushes forward and goes on a run himself. Heistra goes down the line. Heistra taking in his man, but Heistra seeing the ball go out of play. Sagnol was in attendance. And Willy Sagnol, who's a quiet match actually, bangs the ball clumsily forward. Now he has another chance. Voila, they say, that's better. And Van Meer, gives the ball away. Now this could be dangerous. It Pavers on the right. Legwinski finds him. Henry's on the far post. Here is Henry. He can finish from here. Took a deflection, and it could be dangerous yet. It'll be a corner. Henry trying to repeat his feat of the first half when he curled the ball in beautifully. He was a little bit further forward on that occasion. It's a double substitution. Numbers 9 and 10 arriving on the scene for Monaco. And Ikpeba is leaving the scene, as is John Collins. And on come Ndoram and Trezeguet, of whom great things are expected. There we are with a welcome sign of this young player. Just 20 years old is Trezeguet, and a member of the under-18 championship winning side in 1996. Nearly found himself in there straight away. And with him comes Yafet Ndoram, a player who's been around a bit. There's Van Meer pushing it out. Player has just come on, the number 10, Yafet Ndoram, actually started off playing in Chad, but had to actually escape the country and ran away to Cameroon, where he played his football for quite some time before moving to Nantes in 1990 and playing his football since then in France. There is Stable, there's Van Meer for Liers, bit of room for Hassan Hutl, Van der Walle. Charge down, and the shot, not a bad drive from Van Meer, who can hit them, to Barthez, who can stop them. And did so there. The low grounder, as they say in baseball. Barthez looks on a reasonably satisfied captain, and a captain who's taking rather too long. But he eventually gets rid of it. Not challenging there. And here we have a sight of goal. And a sight of not the very best of shots from Henry. Off balance, really, when he took the shot. Another change to be made for Liers. And off goes Ralph Hasenhüttl. Oncoming Uigbe, Andrew Uigbe. That's an interesting ball in. Van der Waals over on the far post. And Trezeguet just did well to get it away. Here's a side of the substitute as well. Here's an opportunity. And again, the defending had to be good. And that time, Martin Jetou was there. Van der Waals, who came on just a few moments ago, has been busy since he arrived on the scene. Monaco look to spring forward, but find themselves nearly caught up there, screaming through the middle here. They have players over. Here's Thierry Henry. What can he do from here? Oh, he's just put the ball over. In fact, I had it wrong. Henry's pushed over to the right. That is young David Trezeguet. And he showed not quite the same kind of composure as Henry did in the first half. Niels knocks it forward from his right back position. Here's Efterwaag. Back to Niels. Van Meer. Van Kerkhoven on the left. He stretches his legs and nearly gets the ball back. And just a bit of space opening up now as Thierry Henry looks up, curls the ball in, looking for Trezeguet, whose shot goes wide again. But it's good to see this young fella being given as much of the ball as he's seeing. He's always been with Monaco and played 5 games last year before breaking through this season. There he is again, turns and spins away. He'll have to stay on side. Pignol pushing forward on the left. Benabbia. Again with Benabbia. And there, ooh, just stretching out but unable to get on the end of it was Trezeguet. Couldn't quite make it, the youngster. He weak-baited well there. Battled back. Niels. And the cover is there once again. Yes, knowing really here that it's about damage limitations. Can't see them getting 2 goals. That's got to be their initial target, but neither do they want to concede any more. It's 3-1 at the moment to Monaco. Everyone's missing the ball in the middle of the field, and then a foul is committed. And it was Ndora committing the offence. Yes, haven't been forward all that much, just 4 shots on goal to Monaco's 7. But given the fact they're the away side, that's a pretty understandable statistic. Van Meer will fancy a strike at this. Got a potent left foot. And Ndora came out and did the good thing for his side by blocking it. That ball's hung up, but goes behind the goal. And Nico van Kerkhoven is watching his side. Slip to another defeat here. Barthez restarts. It's a good jump there from Trezeguet, who then slides in and is penalised for the challenge. A little youthful exuberance there. Another foul committed. This time it was Andrew Hauge who's gone down. And these free kicks taking Liers further forward. In goes the free kick, and out it comes just as quickly. Trezeguet puts it forward looking for Thierry Henry. Henry, will he go on his own this time? No, he hits it far post. It's taken a while for the support to get there. Plenty of bodies in the area. And Van Meer hacks it clear. Paver has departed the scene, and as a result of that, Monaco's scoring chances have been a little less lively. There's Doram, who came on as a substitute. Here's an opportunity for them, though. J2, though, his shot missing the target. Van Meer, who scored the only goal of the game to date for Liers. Headed goal that made it 2-1, but since then Monaco have scored again and regained control of the match. Barthez, as we come towards the end of this encounter, it's 3-1 to the home side, and Monaco cruising to a victory here that's going to put them back on track to try and win this Champions League group. They've shown some very encouraging signs, particularly in their young strikers. Trezeguet, who's come on, looks lively. Thierry Henry is a class act, we know that much. And working in conjunction with Ikpeba, we know that they've got plenty of attacking flair in their side. Doram just lays the ball back. Pignol appeals from Tigana and company for a foul. Barthez has to get rid of quickly, and does, across the halfway line. Van Meer with the back header, and he's sold inside short, and surely this is goal number 4, and it is, and the youngster has made it 4-1 to Monaco, and that was disastrous at the back for Liers. Thierry Henry is having a laugh there, and David Trezeguet has profited from a very poor back header, and that was unfortunate. Down comes another shower of ticker tape. Poor old Raymond Van Meer is patted on the back and told to forget him to score in his career. I think I can safely say that. Here, I'm afraid, is the nightmare for Van Meer, who wasn't aware that the youngster had anticipated his move. Van der Waalen nearly managed to get his hands on it and get it away, but not enough of a connection, and the simplest of tap-ins for young David Trezeguet. Barthez knocks it out wide, and now the scoreline assumes the proportions of a thrashing rather than just a comprehensive defeat. Yes, backpedaling once more. And here's an opportunity for the substitute, but he's just offside. Again, Monaco go long as the time begins to tick away. We're almost up to the end of normal time. Back they go to Van der Waalen. He pushes out a ball to a by now dispirited looking Liers side. They've competed for short periods within this match, but never consistently, and Monaco have always looked to be able to go forward and score. All they could do again now, though, as they pour forward through Trezeguet again. And here's Thierry. Goal number 5. Well, Legwinski squared it. And the young substitute, no wonder they think highly of him. Again, he was in the right place at the right time. Van der Waalen leans against the post, looking thoroughly disgusted with life. And the royalty showing signs of appreciation. And Legwinski backhanded the ball to Trezeguet, I should say, and he's done very well indeed. The youngster, he's only been on for some 10 minutes or so. He scored twice. And 5-1 now, as we find ourselves in stoppage time, and if referee Hauge has any heart, he'll put the Belgians out of their misery. 5-1 is rather an embarrassing scoreline for the away side. And he does. He blows up and brings to an end a thoroughly entertaining Champions League encounter and one which Levinsky and company have dominated. They've looked good going forward. They conceded just the one goal, and it's been a thoroughly comprehensive performance at home from the French champions AS Monaco. It finishes in Monaco, the home side 5, Liers 1.